What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Smackdown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including, is Naomi vacating the title? A TNA star retires? Karrion Kross responds to fans hijacking Smackdown? Triple H has lost his muscle, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now, as always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. And as always, we start off with the good, is number 1, Sami Zayn officially on Smackdown. As Sami Zayn is now officially moved to the blue brand, and it now proves there are some benefits to the brand split. While there's still no rhyme or reason to how the brand split works, as seen every week when a superstar from one show pops up onto the other without normally any explanation, it can be a great way to freshen a wrestler's character up. Sami Zayn is popular as ever, but he was beginning to get stale on Raw, as he did just about everything possible besides winning a world championship. WWE played off Sami's history with the Bloodline to slide him into Jacob Fatu's war with Solo Sikoa and the MFTs, who now have a new logo, but he managed to give the Samoan Werewolf and Jimmy Uso some much-needed backup, and also gave the fans a breather from yet another Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa matchup for the US Championship. Number 2, Kiana James could be a good manager. Now, is Kiana James a better manager than a wrestler? Well, that remains to be seen, but one thing is clear, the former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion is getting valuable TV time since returning after over a year's absence. With WWE showing a little sign of building up its women's undercard, a managerial role may be the best route for James to shine. It's far too early to see whether her efforts to manipulate Tiffany Stratton and superstars such as Mishin turn into anything engaging, but at least it's a start. Number 3, Drew delivers a Dynamite promo. Our wrestling has definitely told us one thing: never bet against Drew McIntyre when it comes to his mic skills. But let's be honest, only a fool would bet against his abilities to deliver in the ring. But McIntyre followed his usual format, a heel painting himself sympathetically and doing it in a surprisingly believable fashion that has fans questioning whether Drew was a heel or just misunderstood. McIntyre defended his actions, taking Cody out of action on last week's SmackDown, pointing out that Cody was the one who assaulted him after the match, and it was preparing to put him through a table when he defended himself. Just great heel work and storytelling all around. And a solid tag match as always. No matter how mid SmackDown can get, and it really got mid this week, fans can always count on at least one strong tag team to pick things up. Tag team wrestling, at least in the men's division, is SmackDown's strongest suit, and last night's bout with Fraction losing to The Miz and Carmelo Hayes and the Street Profits besting DIY delivered as always. But that was a good. What about the bad? It's number 1, SmackDown Women's Woes. The WWE's problem with its women's tag team division are just part of the problem, as the Blue Brand's women's division is just a hot mess right now, from top to the bottom. The biggest example is WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton and WWE building things up for another Tiffany vs Jade Cargill match. While Jade's SummerSlam match was serviceable, there's been no sign that anyone is all that interested in a rematch. Unlike Raw, SmackDown is sorely lacking in main event competitors, and Tiffany has gone through every imaginable opponent ranging from Nia Jax to legends such as Trish Stratus. Sadly, this lack of competition is hurting Stratton, who has the opportunity to become a megastar like Rhea Ripley, but is lacking the credible competition and storytelling to continue to elevate her. Number 2, not feeling The Miz and Mello. Or what is WWE's fascination with pairing The Miz and Carmelo Hayes? SmackDown explored this cliched storyline of two wrestlers who don't like each other before, and suddenly it's back like a bad skin rash. Although we get to see Hayes regularly on TV now, he's still doing nothing. This is a case where a wrestler may be better off TV until WWE can come up with a strong storyline for him in singles competition. Number 3, mid-card mess. SmackDown was a mid-card mess with most of the Blue Brand's A-listers taking the night off. While it's great to see mid-card stars get their time in the spotlight, fans will care about them more if they interact with top stars, showing that these mid-carders are deserving of the fans' time and attention. The lack of Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton was really felt last night. Number 4, where were the tag team champions? Now, the Wyatt Six did appear on SmackDown, but just from the crowd for a few moments. It's kind of obvious at this point that WWE just doesn't know what to do with the faction, but as long as a group holds the WWE Tag Team Championship, they need some presence on television, even if it is to run in on teams. The Wyatt Six may be past saving, but WWE should use their status as tag champs to try and get them over. And SmackDown phones it in. SmackDown was an okay show, but it was formulaic to its T. There really seemed like a distinct lack of effort from creative on this week's edition of SmackDown, as if the show almost felt boring. Maybe you don't feel the same way, but this just felt like any old episode of SmackDown. There's nothing downright ugly, but WWE might as well have made this a clip show special for the lack of storyline progression and the lack of top stars. The only highlight was Drew McIntyre's promo, Sami joining SmackDown, and the tag division. What would you guys think of the blue brand last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now, let's move on to the news. Now, first story looks at what is really happening with Naomi. Atop of today's news are rumors concerning current Women's World Champion Naomi. There have been rumors flying about why Naomi hasn't been on WWE television recently, with the latest rumor being that Naomi will appear on Raw this week to vacate the title. It has been told that the Naomi situation is crazy. Fans immediately began asking why Naomi didn't defend her title against Io Sky on this week's Raw as originally planned. WWE officials stated Naomi was not medically cleared for the match, but some fans wanted specifics. Indeed, many fans were curious about what happened, and considering how much speculation plays a role in wrestling, the rumor mill may be running off at full speed. One of Naomi's best friends, Natalya Neidhart, recently commented on the situation during an appearance on Busted Open Radio. Especially for the locker room, it's one of those things that, well, somebody will know what's going on. In this situation, like, Naomi is really a close friend of mine, but I just feel like it's time right now where she needs space. Natalya didn't offer much other than to say, so usually when something crazy is going on, I don't think it's crazy in a bad way, but I think that obviously it's private, it's personal. I feel like she will talk about it when she's ready to talk about it, but I know she would have loved to have wrestled Io. Now, unfortunately, no one else is talking, and the current belief is that Naomi is being given time to deal with whatever is going on in her personal life. Pro Wrestling Nexus's Cody tweeted about the situation, saying, "I don't know what is going on with Naomi's situation for those who have asked me. Even if I did, it would appear to be a very personal situation, and we should all respect her privacy at this stage. I'm sure when the time is right, she will open up about it." Now, hopefully fans will get some more details when Naomi appears on this week's Raw. But will she vacate the Women's Championship? The WWE's announcement that Naomi will appear on this week's Raw to discuss the status of the Women's World Championship has really fueled speculation that Naomi may be vacating the title. If so, this will be terrible timing, as the 2025 has been a spectacular year for her, including a reign with Bianca Belair as one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, her 2025 Money in the Bank win, and a successful cash-in against Women's World Champion Io Sky. If she has to vacate the title, then this would be the third time she has to vacate it. As fans will remember, in 2017, she had to vacate the title due to a legitimate injury she sustained during a title match between her and Alexa Bliss. She also had to vacate the Women's Tag Team Championships when she walked out of WWE. Next up, Sami Zayn joined SmackDown. A former IC champion, Sami Zayn, is back on SmackDown, and he's already looking for a fight against current United States champion Solo Sikoa. Zayn appeared on the blue brand, letting Solo know that since Solo and the MFTs cost him a chance at competing for the World Championship on Raw, he's coming after Solo's US title. So far, this seems like a smart tactic because Zayn needs a career boost, as SmackDown can definitely benefit from the popular superstar's presence. What you guys think of Sami Zayn jumping over to SmackDown? Next up, Karrion Kross responds to fans taking over on SmackDown. Or whether Karrion Kross is actually gone for good from WWE is still a big mystery. For some of Kross's fans were quite vocal at SmackDown, chanting, "We want Kross." Kross, who's always interacting with his fans on social media, mentioned, "I hear you." Next up, WWE SmackDown fail. At the August 15 SmackDown featured a rare production goof, as Wrestle purists informed fans via X that Tongalo was in the main event, but the match graphic has Tala Tonga in his spot. While SmackDown wasn't a complete disaster, it was a mediocre show, and this production glitch was just a proverbial icing on the cake. Next up, a TNA wrestler announces retirement. Oh, it's the end of the road for TNA wrestler Sami Callihan, as he announced that he's retired. Sami battled Mike Santana at last night's TNA Emergence show, vowing to retire if he didn't beat Santana in a Baltimore street fight. Callihan unfortunately lost, with fans honoring him with "Thank you, Sami," and "Please don't go" chants. And finally, Triple H has lost his muscle. Last but not least, WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H and his wife Stephanie McMahon and their daughters were recently spotted vacationing in Greece. In a rare public sighting, TMZ shared photos of the cerebral assassin and the billion-dollar princess, along with their family, enjoying time on a boat near the Greek island of Mykonos. WWE royalty Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are no jesters when it comes to their fitness, because they put their bodies on display during their vacation in Greece and they look incredible, as some fans have taken to social media to comment on how out of shape Triple H is. Indeed, the game no longer has a chiseled physique, and he no longer looks to be in the best shape of his life. Triple H was once a name that prided himself on having one of the best, if not the best, bodies in the entire pro wrestling industry. So what's happened? Well, the first major reason for this change is Triple H's cardiac event a number of years ago. This changed the game's life forever, and the cardiac event was so serious that Stephanie McMahon was convinced that she was going to lose her husband forever. The incident forced the game to modify the way he engaged with physical activity, as pro wrestling was not going to happen in any capacity, and this led